and animals that can steal other organisms' DNA and use it. A chimera. In the show Hunter x Hunter, the Chimeraeans undergo a process called phagogenesis, which is not real. This is a process where the DNA of the queen's food is transferred to her offspring. They took "you are what you eat" to another level. Now, I've been learning biology for the past 3 years, so it made me wonder, can a creature like the Chimeraeans exist in real life? But before we even speak about chimeras, you need to know one basic thing. Sex is basically data transfer. When living things reproduce sexually, the baby gets half of its instructions from the mother and the other half from the father. That mix is what makes each person a bit different. We are all spatial. Inside each of your cells, there are tiny instruction packages called chromosomes. They carry all the information that makes you, like eye color, height, and much more. We, humans, have 46 chromosomes, half of them from the father and half of them from the mother. Keep that in mind, we will come back to this later. But you see, ants are a little different. A few weeks ago, I came across a paper about the ant species, so I have no idea how to say it, about this ant species, where they analyzed the genetic difference between the queen and the workers. In this species, queens and males are genetic copies of their own kind, while workers are made by combining DNA from both. But that's not the only weird part. After more research, the DNA of the males belongs to a completely different species from a different part of Europe, and those species were separated 5 million years ago. So, how do male ants get into the queen's nest? Remember what I said about pairs of chromosomes? This leads us to a bizarre process called androgenesis. When the queen produces a male, she allows the sperm to enter the egg, but then the queen's chromosomes are removed from the egg, so only male chromosomes remain. And because male ants grow from just one set of chromosomes, the egg develops. TLDR, the father and the son have the same DNA. They are clones. For the last few million years, these queens been cloning males. They are just used as living sperm printers. The queen essentially domesticated an entire gender of a different species and kept them in their basement. All of this shows us that ants can use genetic engineering and clone each other, but that's not what we are looking for. Before we continue, we need to understand how we classify organisms. We will take a dog as an example. We start at the kingdom, phylum, class, order, genus, and species. Usually, sexual reproduction is a firewall. Most of the time, if the chromosome pairs do not line up, the cells have a hard time, so the embryo dies. But sometimes we see species that can break this rule, like a horse and a donkey, making a mule. But usually, the offspring of two different species cannot reproduce. In reality, there are organisms which are way closer to Chimeraeans than you think. Some can take DNA from different order, or even kingdom. Let's take for example Thealicia chloratica. It's a sea slug. This sea slug eats algae, but instead of digesting it like any normal animals, it commits identity theft. It rips the chloroplast and shoves them into its own skin. It literally steals the ability to do photosynthesis. It eats a plant and become one. But the real beauty is the Bdelloid rotifer, a female-only cult. They can incorporate foreign DNA, and in addition they can withstand drying out, the perfect microscopic organism. After a drought, when they repair their own DNA, they can physically grab DNA from the environment, from bacteria, fungi, and plants. They eat the DNA and paste it into their own genome. So, can the Chimeraeans be real? Well, technically, yes, but they are really small, and I don't think they are going to kill humanity, for now.